Do you really think you could hide this from me? She said, standing in the middle of the living room, a half-full glass of red wine in her hand, eyes flashing with defiance. I laid out the credit card bill and a few chat screenshots on the coffee table, the light reflecting off the edges with a cold glare. Last night, in my living room, you got intimate with him. I saw it all clearly. She raised an eyebrow, smirking slightly. Clearly? You were in the next room. Maybe what you heard is just your imagination. I took a deep breath, my voice low and controlled. Imagination? These are bills, chat logs, and admissions from your friend. You used our credit card to pay, and you got intimate in my own living room. You still want to call that imagination? Her face paled, her hands trembling slightly. Are you dredging up old things just to humiliate me? I ignored her emotions and placed another chat screenshot in front of her. Humiliate? No. I'm just putting the facts on the table. You can cry or lie all you want, but the evidence doesn't change. She laughed bitterly. Evidence? You think holding this over me lets you control me? I looked her squarely in the eye. Not control, boundaries. If you keep losing control, the child will get hurt, and you'll face the consequences. She stepped back sharply, nearly dropping her glass. The kid? You think I drink to hurt him? You know I drink because of stress. I straightened my face. Stress isn't an excuse. 5 years of drinking, lying, turning our home into a battlefield. Enough, she screamed. Who do you think you are? Your father was a drunk too. What gives you the right to judge me? I said coldly. That was the past. I'm not him. I have a duty to protect our child. You have to face the consequences of your choices. She nearly lunged at me, tears soaking her sleeves. Are you kicking me out? Taking my child. I held her hand firmly. Not taking him, protecting him. If you can prove responsibility, I'll reconsider, but it must be verifiable. She pleaded. I can quit drinking, go to counseling, do anything. I nodded. Fine. We sign an agreement. 3 months with 0 relapse, designated rehab, random testing, written reports. Do you agree? Her voice trembled. I agree. In the following weeks, she superficially followed the agreement, therapy sessions and tests, but I meticulously recorded every test, every phone call, uploaded them to a secure cloud, and printed 2 sets, one in a safe, one with my lawyer. When she noticed, she panicked. What are you doing? Are you trying to ruin me? I stayed calm. I'm protecting the child. If the agreement fails, I have evidence to take legal action. She screamed. You're torturing me. I kept my face steady. Facts themselves are the constraint. An anonymous friend sent me screenshots showing flirtatious messages with the man late at night. I filed them without confronting her. I also contacted friends who were present that night, collected timelines and statements, making sure every record was verifiable. She noticed and called, anxious. What are you doing? What are you going to do to me? I answered, protecting the child, not attacking you. The agreement must be enforced, or I have to act. She cried. You're so cold. I said firmly. These are statements of fact, not coldness. One night, she passed out drunk on the couch. Our child cried in his room. I rushed in and picked him up. Daddy's here. It's okay. She woke, crying. Are you taking my child? I held her shoulders. Not taking him, but I cannot allow an unsafe environment. Next, I'll apply for temporary custody if the agreement fails. She clutched me, voice choked. Please, don't do this. I'll quit drinking. I promise. I calmly withdrew my hand. Promises need proof, not tears. Over the following months, she outwardly followed the agreement, but had occasional relapses. I upgraded the agreement. More frequent random tests, therapist supervision, a stay at a semi-supervised rehab. She reacted with anger and pleading. You're taking away my freedom. I said, freedom isn't a synonym for irresponsibility. The child's safety comes first. She had no response. Her expression conflicted. During this time, our conversations were like court transcripts, every word potentially evidence. She returned home drunk multiple times, waking the child. I logged everything. The lawyer prepared for temporary custody. She asked several times, will you really go to court? I replied, if necessary, for the child's safety. She nodded quietly. I'll try. 3 months passed. Test results were clean, but trust does not restore overnight. I had her sit in the living room. Here's the evaluation, but we still need observation and supervision. Gradually, partial custody may be restored. She slumped. I owe you so much. I didn't respond. I outlined the next 6 months. Random testing, family meetings, career consulting, family oversight. Tears in her eyes, she asked, do you still want to stay with me? I watched our son play with blocks. Child safety comes first. If you can prove responsibility, we'll talk about the future. She nodded, voice choked. I'll try. In the following months, she behaved steadily in front of the child. Therapist reports replaced loss of control with progress. Friends and clients observed her changes, and her career slowly recovered. One night, she shouted, you're ruining my career. I asked, which is more important, drinking in front of the child or career security? She fell silent, tears in her eyes that I didn't get angry. I let actions have consequences. She tried to explain herself publicly, but proving stability takes time. Whispers in her social circle were like silent judgment. Ultimately, under recovery and supervision, her stable behavior increased, relapses were controlled. I felt no triumphant victory, only calm control, rules and evidence preventing harm from becoming routine. The child's schedule returned, parent interactions were structured. She learned to sing to the child, swap wine for water, call for help in dangerous situations. Conversations became tools, legal and therapy records set boundaries. Life gradually returned under structure and care. The climax wasn't her pleading or my victory declaration. It was an ordinary morning. Our child ran to my bed. "Daddy, can we go to the park?" I picked him up, knowing I had fought for his safety. Our scars healed over time, within structure. We still live amidst conflict, but life is rebuilt. Rules prevent harm from recurring. Every attempt at lying or losing control met evidence and boundaries. Every responsible action was recorded and encouraged. Ultimately, my revenge wasn't humiliation. It was using reality and structure to make her face consequences, ensuring the child's safety as the firmest baseline. She learned to prove herself through behavior, not emotion. I learned to replace anger with calm, decisive action. Life returned to order and reason. Months later, she completed her final supervised evaluation at the rehab center. I received the written report showing 0 loss of control incidents in front of the child and steady recovery progress. I filed the report and told her, "This is the result of your actions. We still need supervision, but for now, the child's safety is secured." She nodded, voice weary. "Thank you for giving me a chance." I watched our son play and whispered, "Let's see how he reacts first, then slowly rebuild family life." She sat quietly on the couch, tears rolling down her face, but this time without protest or argument. I knew that every day forward, she would have to prove herself through actions, not words, and I would continue to protect our child through actions. Life regained order, but at the cost of constant effort and supervision from both sides. She learned the value of rules, and I learned that calm and steady action is the most effective form of revenge. This story had no dramatic breakdowns or thrilling triumphs, only a structured, evidence-based system where actions had consequences, and the child's growth and safety became the solid baseline. Every conversation was like a court record. Every supervision session clarified responsibility. We were both hurt, but learned to rebuild life within rules and actions. My victory was not humiliation, it was order and safety, and her lesson was to rebuild herself through action under reality and supervision. The child grew up in a safe environment. I preserved what mattered most, and she came to understand that freedom comes with responsibility, and betrayal or loss of control always carries verifiable consequences. Family reconstruction relied not on emotions, but on actions and evidence. Rules and supervision replaced past chaos and impulsivity. The child thrived in safety and routine, and through calm action, I ensured she experienced the consequences of behavior, not emotional shame, making reality the most solid form of revenge.